Hello there, world of tankers. Welcome into the channel. I'm of course your host, Droodles, Blitz, and in today's video, we are once again going to be visiting World of Tanks PC. Now, there are obviously a lot of differences between Blitz and PC, and the biggest one is the tanks. There are way more tank lines in World of Tanks than there are in Blitz, which makes sense. It's a much larger game. So, in today's video, we are going to be talking about one specific tank that I kind of wish was in Blitz, but at the same time, I'm very fearful that I also never want into the game. This is the Christmas reward tank for 2022. It is known as the Caliban. Now, what is so special about this British Tier 8 heavy tank? Well, it all has to do with the gun. If we make our way over to the statistics of this 152.3mm armament, otherwise known as a 6-inch, well, it's got a 2-shell autoloader, an auto-reloader to be exact, and it does 850 damage a shot with its high explosive, and 600 with its AP. By the way, that AP carries 292mm of penetration, enough to literally butter through even tier 10 armor. This tank is insane. It might not be the fastest, and it might not have the most armor everywhere, but frontally it's actually pretty sound on the armor. It's a really weird vehicle, and I thought it would be such a fun video to make on this tank. So let's get straight into what makes it so cool. So after around 20 battles or so, I think this clip right here showcases just exactly what the tank can do in a perfect scenario. Oh look, a T-34-2 bounces off my frontal plate. Well, how about I don't bounce him? Oh, 490. That's a low roll. Let's make sure to pen another one, get a fire, and even ammo rack his vehicle. Now, that is what the Caliban can do. Obviously, not every battle you play in the Caliban is going to work out like that. That was an extremely lucky scenario where I was able to just punch two massive 152mm shells into the enemy. However, usually what ends up happening is that your dispersion at 0.58, which, by the way, the dispersion of the KV-2 and 5B183 in World of Tanks Blitz is 0.408, and that's at its worst base value. This thing is about 30% less accurate than the least accurate tier 10 in Blitz. So it is terrible. Not to mention its aiming time is absolutely horrific. You're going to see very, very soon how uneventful this tank's clip can be. Because obviously when you have such a large amount of damage per hit, you're going to have some pretty big drawbacks. Just like when it comes to the Bofors Dongdong that has incredible armor, that tank suffers a lot of DPM and a lot of mobility. Well, this tank, it's actually not too slow, even though it only goes around 33 kilometers per hour. Because it has such a nice power to weight, it's not actually too bad on the overall feeling of speed. But yeah, when it comes to the gun, I mean, I am still reloading. It's been almost a minute on the countdown timers you can see up in the top, and we have finally just gotten our last shell loaded in. It takes literally just about a minute to load in both shells with this vehicle. So if you eat into your entire clip, it's 40 seconds for one shell. I mean, that's absolutely horrific, and it's around 20 seconds for the other shell. So if you decide to shoot both, then yeah, you're really eating into your damage per minute. But sometimes you really don't have a choice. I mean, do you want to wait another 20 seconds when you have a clear shot on the enemy? That's something you always want to ask yourself. But I mean, that's the whole fun of the Caliban. Is it a good tank? Yeah, I do think it's actually a pretty strong vehicle. I'm currently sitting at around 67% win rate in it, 2,000 average damage, and I'm about 25 games in it, which is not bad at all. So there you go, T69 pokes, and yep, 537 hit points taken off. I was hoping we could get that second shell in, but nope, there you go. Because my teammate shot that guy, I now have to wait 40 seconds to get one shell back, and an extra 23 to get my second in. Now, one reason that I do like using the AP over the HE is because Wargaming actually nerfed the HE parameters on World of Tanks. Basically, you have to pen the shell to deal a lot of damage. I mean, even artillery feels quite useless now. Artillery used to shoot you for like 500-600 if it hit a direct shot. Now it's like 200. If you're actually lucky in an artillery, you'll hit for 200 damage, which kind of sucks, but it's great for me. Although, this is a vehicle that's supposed to get off with shooting HE. A 850 damage HE shell, I mean, normally in Blitz, if that doesn't pen, you'd still probably deal around, 200-300 damage. So it's not bad at all. And by the way, Oh, I was waiting for my shell to reload, but as you see, I had to eat into my reload to fire at that Morphus. And not only that, but it didn't even bend. That's 40 seconds down the drain, and now I gotta spend all that time reloading once again. Now you'll notice that I am against tier 10s, which is not great for me. We got a Progetto off to the side there. I don't want to get clipped by vehicles on the side or shot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and sit in a hull down scenario. This tank actually has some pretty good turn armor. If you're using it fully hull down, it's up around 260, 70 millimeters thick. Obviously, tier 10s, especially vehicles like the Object 268 version 4, are going to cut straight through my armor. But that's just a risk I'm willing to take to hold this ridgeline while literally the entirety of my team is sitting directly behind me. So we're going to see just exactly what I can do. So I'm reloading that second shell, which again, you can see just how painful it is. I'm staring at the enemy, and any other tank, at least really any other hull down tank, would just be taking pot shot after pot shot here. But I am, well, getting shot by the Object 268 for 720, but that's not going to stop me. Aiming on the lower plate, boom, one shell for 604 into the 257, and there you go. A second shell finishing off a tier 9 Russian heavy. I mean, that is where this tank is insane. This is a tier 8 that was just able to finish off a very healthy, mind you not, tier 9 Russian heavy. I mean, the fact that this has 290 millimeters of AP pen is actually insane. It's enough to cut through tier 10s, and imagine this thing when it goes up against tier 6s. I mean, you literally two-shot any tier 6 you come up against. It's a little bit like bullying. So here we go again, reloading that auto-reloading clip. We've got one shell in just a moment here. 3, 2, 1, and yep, there is one shell. You don't know how bad I wanted to try and snap a shell into that 268 version 4, but obviously I'm not going to be able to do much when he is facing me. In fact, I don't even think I can pen anywhere on his vehicle apart from the cupola, which, yeah, with my dispersion, it's not even worth trying to take a shot at. So that guy, he is out of the question. I'm not even going to bother. We have other tanks, though, which is pretty nice. We got the Yag Tiger, we got the 100 off to the side on the other spot, and that is what I've decided to fight. I think, you know what, I can pen the 100's lower plate. I can pen the Yag Tiger if he decides to poke. So I'm slowly planning on poking this because I know that my aiming time's so bad that even if I slightly drive this tank, it makes it bloom massively, as you'll notice here. So I'm waiting for it to aim in a bit so that way, when the enemy does end up poking, I can get a nice shot in. So here we are, fully hull down, which is obviously great. Yag Tiger, haha, right through the upper plate for 582. And then we got the side of the U100, and there you go, straight through the track wheel for 600. I mean, that's actually insane. We are sitting now at 2,500 damage against tier 10 heavies. Again, in a tier 8. I mean, we are literally holding off full-fledged tier 10 heavies in a tier 8 vehicle. This should not be happening, and this is why this tank is actually insane. I obviously do not think a tank like this belongs to exist in Blitz. Imagine just playing your normal game in Blitz, and then bam, bam, thank you, ma'am, all of your hit points are gone. That would actually suck. It would ruin everybody's day. So, yeah, I can see why this tank is kind of breaking the boundaries of balance in World of Tanks PC, because, I mean, sure, you can take this thing out. Once it's on a reload, it is extremely easy to push and kill. But it doesn't have bad armor, it doesn't have bad mobility, it has 10 degrees of gun depression, and its gun has so much penetration that even if, let's say, the enemy does end up killing you, by the time they've killed you, if you manage to penetrate both of your shots, you have literally ruined their entire game. And I've had this happen many times. I've been YOLO'd by people, and bam, bam, they're dead. It's actually insane. So, at this moment, I was noticing, okay, both teams are pretty close. I got 8,900 hit points. They got 9,100 hit points. But the issue is, my team is not doing a good job on the other side of the map. I am single-handedly trying to hold off an entire flank in a tier 8 heavy. And yeah, my team is slowly losing the hit point advantage now. We're 7,800 over 9,000. That's not great. The enemy team still has a lot of tier 10s left. In fact, they have 3 tier 10s left. And again, we're losing more hit points now down to 6,800. And yeah, we don't even have 1 tier 10. So in this moment, I decided, you know what? We're not going to win this game. I'm going to try and get some more damage out. We're sitting at 2,500. So let's break that 3,000 damage barrier. We got a 268 version 4 that hopefully won't spot me. And there it is, the mighty E100. I don't even know what that guy's doing. I really had no clue. But in this moment, I wasn't worried about the 100. I was more worried about the Object 268 because realistically, I can survive a shell, at least if he doesn't high roll, from the E100 because he is running the stock gun. Fun fact, the stock gun on PC actually has more DPM than the 640 Alpha. So here we go, aiming in on the E100 and fire. Come on. I waited for that shell to fully aim it, and there you go. 543 taken off. Aiming it again, and oh, that's a rip. Does not penetrate the E100's turret. But even with that, we took around 1,200 health off a tier 10 super heavy with our standard ammo. And we were also able to cut through what was the Ag Tiger frontally, destroying his hit point pool. We were able to deal with a tier 9 Russian heavy, and that's just insane. The abilities of the Caliban are ridiculous for a tier 8 tank. And unfortunately, we weren't going to win this game, but I tried my damnedest best. And hopefully all of you enjoyed today's video. I mean, I wanted to make something that was fun, something unique that you probably haven't seen anywhere on the Blitz community. So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed today's video, and pray to God that this tank does never, ever see the daylight in Blitz. Other than that, stay happy, stay healthy, and I'll be seeing you in the next one. Bye-bye.